If you're new to doing Airbnb and short-term rentals, I want to give you a very, very clear message. Even if you're not new and you've been doing it for a year or 2 years, you have the opportunity to build the business that you want. And here's what I mean by this. A lot of us in any business, and most importantly in the short-term rental side, we kind of let our guests drive the way that we run our business. We let reviews, hold us, hostage almost. And it's amazing to me just what hosts will do to make sure they don't get a bad review. But what happens is you buy a property, you get a management contract on a property, you lease a property, and you don't really have a plan of what type of buyer you're looking for. You haven't defined who your ideal guest is going to be. And if you don't define who your ideal guest is going to be, then how do you really go in and design your property? The way that you design your property, the way that it presents in the listings, the way that it presents in social media impacts the type of people that are going to want to stay at your property and that are going to actually book with you. So I want you to understand and kind of have a mindset shift that the type of property that you purchase, the location of the property that you buy into or lease, the way you design it, the amenities that you include are all going to determine the type of buyer that's going to actually rent from you. It's called your ideal buyer. What I refer to within our marketing agency as a buyer persona. It's a fictional representation of your ideal buyer. We're talking about giving it a name, giving it a face. What do they like? What are they interested in? Where do they live? Do they live in urban areas? Do they live in the suburbs? How many kids do they have? 2.7 or 3.2? What kind of cars do they drive? Do they drink beer? Do they drink wine? Where do they vacation? If you go that in depth with an intimate relationship and really define who you want to attract, it's going to affect your price point, which is going to affect how much you're going to invest into the furnishings. What type of color palette you're going to use. Are you stocking plastic wine glasses? Or are you stocking crystal wine glasses? Are you leaving paper plates in $100 a night ADR? Or are you putting out the fine china and grandma's silver at the $1,500 a night ADR? You have the choice. What you develop, what you build, will attract the buyers that you want, and sometimes what you don't want if you don't pay attention to this. It all starts before you sign that first lease or before you make that first purchase. As I've talked about many times, I invest into luxury, drive-in vacation rental markets. I buy them. I don't have anything on lease. I don't rent. I do have 6, now 7 luxury co-hosting properties, but it's all in the same space, all in similar markets that are high-end markets that are appreciating in high-end areas. But the same concept applies if you're going into arbitrage, or if you're going into master leases, or if you're going to be a co-host. You have the ability to build the business that you want. Look, there's nothing wrong with arbitrage. It just doesn't fit into my model. I would rather have 10 properties doing $1 million a year in revenue and $400,000 to $500,000 a year in profit than have to have 250 apartments doing $1,000, $1,500 a month in profit. I don't want to deal with that many guests. I don't want to have that much exposure on a non-appreciating asset, because I can go and spend $2,000 a month on literally a $400,000 to $500,000 property that's going to appreciate at 5 to 10% annually. Or I can spend $2,000 a month on a 2-bedroom apartment in an urban area and net $1,500 a month. You have to make the decision which model you want to go after. Neither of them are wrong or right. Just because I do one doesn't mean that I think it's wrong for you to do a different one. A lot of that's going to be based on really what you want to grow. There's a lot of people. I know a gentleman that has over 5,000 privately owned rental arbitrage units. It's not profitable. Did you just hear what I said? Not profitable. 5,000 units, not profitable. He's not looking at daily cash flow. He's building acquisition. He's raised over $100 million in private equity. He's building a business to exit and to sell. And that's when he will become profitable. That's when he gets his return on investment. That's not my model. He's crushing his goals and what he's trying to do. I'm crushing my goals and what I'm trying to do. The one thing that's consistent between the both of us, we both know what we want to get out of this business venture. and you need to know what you want to get out of this because you control your destiny. You have the ability to build the type of short-term rental business that you want. Just make sure that you don't forget that. If this has been valuable for you, make sure you crush that subscribe button because I got more coming down the pipeline for you.